Hey, one last thing I kind of wanted to share. One last thing I wanted to speak up on. And this is actually something that I wrote back in back in June. Yeah, June 17th of this calendar year, 2025. And it's titled, Would You Still Love Me? Would you still love me if my binary doesn't fit your checkbox? My biology is imperfectly perfect. My vision lives within two spirits. My heart follows all above. My soul walks with divine love. My very life has been threatened to the death of damnation because of the freedom I seek from our nation. To what's held but not gathered, for the price that was shattered as the future ran faster, so does time. For what was is not after the evanescence of matters that speak from the centuries of hope, yet those followed they choke on the lifetimes of smoke from humanity's own misconstrued fallible nature that is life's blood creation. Would you still love me if my name was my own, the very presence of home, the metamorphosis, a blossoming heaven's biological known, sitting in the blinding light of transition, speaking through unblinded vision, seen as wicked or traitorous, God-esque position. When all I ask is inclusion for the future of humans, may we not sacrifice from history's union, using belief as a weapon, battling bleeding faith that has been shaken, dictating mass position on the foundation of religious religion within the Golden Gates waiting room of autocracy speaking fiction, from what was and what is to how it was written. Could you still love me if I lived within truth? I spoke these words that confuse those who were raised within a time that was different than you, where now a rhetoric of fear takes peace, replacing with years of destruction, devastation, denial, division. Could you still love me for me through all bloodshed tyranny that separates children, excludes culture on what Jesus did follow? Based off a man who was born historical figure from above, if not divine, that in nature he was an example of love. Regardless of mass belief, there is one thing that we keep, which is true, could be construed as what you see through thy blinded eyesight of proof. And what evidence do you seek to justify the presence you speak, that God is hate, mass division, separation, unless damnation seeks to take all that is wicked, throwing hellfire on a crumbling nation? Within all that has been, ever was, will be, will you still love me within the heart of three? In an existence of evolution, instantaneous knowledge that is artificially human, compared to the calm and to the peace before technological revolution, the good old days era of geographically based delusion that's all written, includes all within the scripture of division. What is seen as divine sits in the shadow of lies. If the followers followed have been raised with blackened eyes, for what can will be within the heart of three, if only those who hear allow the spirit to see? What is universally free within the essence of blinding light? Living eyes cannot breathe through the skin that contains the heaviness it weighs, manufactured faith that remains humankind as was made. For man and mankind relations, to which is Ish and Zakar, that is not Ish upon Ish, rather boy, youth, or child. For what unnatural acts depict within thy written world implications of non-creation barriers from thy womb, from a given-taking religion? Should you still love me if I speak directly from the land of Eve, where Lilith left the man who he was dominance in human flesh, who would not yield, who dared to dream, not subservient, human written history? Should you still love me If I fall from grace, I walk away independently. I listen to what our Mother Earth has given. I differ from you. I am unique, not born man nor woman, to be beautifully free, to be born of unmatched autonomy. Without questions of doubt, no uncertainty. Faithfully, I follow wholeheartedly. To speak as it's spoken, breaking ceilings of knowing, I stand distant yet connected with heartfelt, worried foreboding. For we, the anoush of humanity, with imperfection, separation, universally united connection, within lands that have parted, where humanity blossomed, each with righteousness of acts that are depicted in love across oceans, over mountains of all creation, equally. So, would you, could you, should you love me? I dare to dream. I stand tall. I sing. I use my voice faithfully. My footing is grounded within a solid foundation based on what cannot be seen, touched, diluted. Walking forward with grace does not mean mass division, for its impeccable precision will be damned for its question. For those who remain without growth or persuasion, who shatter glass ceilings, who create revelations, would you love me? Could you love me? Should you love me wholeheartedly? After centuries of human-led, departed divisions, excluding those who hath loved, all who parallel heaven using self-regulating critical thinking. I'm blossoming, blooming, despite readiness, agriculturally translated, clear-visioned in muddy waters I rest. Overcoming the obstacles that are placed on my breast. For onlookers, the doubters distrust, my spirit they test. My love is unending. My love is divine. My love breaks through finite binds that substitutionally entwined. My religion is love, without stipulations, magnifying gratitude, with humbling admiration. I walk with the walking, for I am alive. Reading these words again after months since I first wrote them, and then because it felt so much to me, as you can see, oh wait, not see, there. I'm a big writer. I draw pictures, I doodle, I doodle. Oh my gosh, make it all sound presidential over here. I don't do doodles. Okay, so I was so inspired by this, and it felt like a work from the divine. Like, how on earth could all these words be coming to me all at once? And my mind was so clear. While recovering from surgeries, I got these cute little books just to do my drawings and sketches and whatnot. And this is one of the very last that I did. And I have a lot of fun with it. And then I put February 2nd to May 29th. The first is the last. So that was the last thing I actually did in the book, going back. And then let there be peace. That was the very first thing. Joy. Very colorful. I let the color embrace. I have hope. I have peace. I have love. There we go. I have all these things. And I've gone on my own journey here to be awake and to understand these things. To know 100% that these people in a power of position are not like us, not like the majority of the world here. And yet we elect these people into positions of power. What are we doing? Are we walking within the same path? Within the same path with all the spotlights shining down upon us? Or are we trying to unite ourselves together? Now, of course, I have other things in here. Like whenever our little kitty cat passed away, she was one of my inspirations to be able to do some of my drawing. And there are even visions like this, because united, we stand together. It's exactly how it should be. To break the chains, because are they not already broken? Are we being told what to believe and what to think and what to feel? What about these colors? What are they representing? Are they within love and grace? Or are they within attention-seeking, grabbing vision? To resist, and is it not too late to do what we can? We should not hesitate. Yes, here's one of them. So if love could will a soul to live, I would live forever. And then this is what I did whenever my kitty was passing away. For 2 whole weeks, she was with us on an extended journey of life, and it was very hard to watch her go through this. So, yeah, words cannot express the gratitude that I have felt throughout this journey, and yet I am still living and thriving and going forward. I've even had another one that I've made, and I at a certain point I did it simultaneously at the exact same time. And again, basically the last pages are the first. You know, I am enough. All these things that people say to you, are you enough? Can you feel like you can be uplifted and live? These are my drawings. These are my sketches. This is my heart pouring out, but it's also feeling like it's from the divine. Because this is what it feels like our future is going to be. If we cannot recognize that there are complete countries that are just the size of our states. Oh, yet how divided we are to not understand what will come in the future. You know, this is also another one of mine that I appreciate the value of each one of these. What message is it giving to us? And this is ever present. This is what is actually happening within our world right now. And whenever I was starting to be inspired to draw these and to do these different works of art throughout this calendar year, by the way, which has felt like a whole decade and several eras old, I didn't know that, in a sense, as in a prophet, it would actually come to light and be. There are so many tears within our world right now. They do not feel welcome. They do not feel like they belong here, and they are afraid for their lives. Are we going to wander in the wilderness? Where are we going? You know? At what point do you stop and say, you know, I believe in having what I have as far as my rights are concerned, but then they came for me. I trusted in them. I believed them. Whenever we have people in powers and positions within the walks and way of life, would you still love them? Would you still love me? Just because I have a different voice and a different way of seeing life. This is what it feels like within our world right now. And then they came for me. But did we stand united? Did we help one another? Or did we embrace and acknowledge that we are being deceived? There is a great division. And if we tell each other that, oh no, like, everybody loves me, the tariffs have never been better, it's all fake news. My approval rating has never been higher or better. Egg prices are the lowest they've been ever. Oil is the lowest ever. People are getting rich again. So those tariffs, they're going to help us get rich. And the whole thing is rigged. It's all a Democratic hoax. It's all rigged. And don't worry, The homegrowns are next. We got to get rid of those people. Clearly, they are the problem. We are all immigrants who came to this land, except for that land that was stolen by those who actually were here before us. Will you still love them if they die? Will you still love your neighbor if they are taken? Will you still love your friend if they are forsaken? No, 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 no. Don't look over here. Nope, nope, nope. Epstein files. He's just sleeping. Nothing to see here, folks. The irony is not lost upon me. And what are we doing to our world within a society? Why can't we be that of love? Okay. Tariffs? Okay. I'll share a few more, and then I'm trying to keep this short. They were getting a little bit yippy. Direct quote. Person on a trampoline trying to grab the other side of the seesaw with the dogs. Yip, yip, yip. Because the tariffs are piling over with the money on one side, and then you got groceries and household things you need on the other. How is a person to afford this? And then, is it theatrical? Or did it actually happen the way they say? Why does it look sparkling brand new with no permanent damage or tissue? Oh, and lest we not forget that those poor little penguins were tariffed. And then think about the perception we give people. Is it two-faced? Is it true to who we are? There are so many different ways that we can come and connect and be one with another, but we need to understand the original text within Aramaic and Hebrew, Greek, Latin, translated into English. Until we understand and can acknowledge that things have been written and changed and adapted and grown over time, then we will not be able to move forward. And that is the hardest thing of all. Now, more than a time than ever, do we need to come together and unite and be one voice. But in order for us to get to that pivotal moment within history, we have to understand that we are not divided. And I think we should love each other. I know we should love each other. And I know this heart that I have and this passion and everything that I feel within me right now is coming from a place that I cannot explain other than through the guidance of the Holy Spirit. And yeah, does there really have to be more to it? Do we have to prove ourselves to one another? We need to back up our words with actions and to love one another, even if we don't align with what other people are. Even if we don't love the same way, practice the same religion, and hold the same heart. Should you still love me if I fall from grace? I walk away independently. I listen to what our Mother Earth has given. I differ from you. I am unique, not born man nor woman, to be beautifully free, to be born of unmatched autonomy. Whenever we think about a universal love, that love is nor male or female. That love is just effervescent. It's amazing. It is the most remarkably beautiful, heart-given, loving gift. And then for some reason, my eyes gravitate back to this. Could you still love me if I lived within truth? I spoke words that confuse those who were raised within a time that was different from you, where now rhetoric of fear takes peace, replacing with years of destruction, devastation, denial, and division. Could you still love me for me? Through all the bloodshed tyranny that separates children, excludes culture on what Jesus did follow. Based off a man who was born historical figure from above, if not divine, that in nature, he was an example of love. Regardless of mass belief, there is one thing that we keep which is true, could be construed as what you see through thy blinded eyesight of proof. And what evidence do you seek to justify the presence you speak? God is hate, mass division, separation, unless damnation seeks to take all that is wicked, throwing hellfire on a crumbling nation. Within all that has been, ever was, will be, will you still love me within the heart of three? It's a hard pill to swallow. And I feel like we need to hear these words. And I am so thankful that I felt moved and called to share them again. I hope that whomever needs to hear this, that this helps hopefully provide some type of insight into the eyes of others, because we live within a world of destruction. But whenever we speak and we live through the book of love, we are actually closer to that time whenever Jesus lived, whenever the Buddha walked amongst the people and taught him a middle way and a way to peace. I could go there and go on and give more examples, but truth be told, whenever we live within the book of falsehoods, that is whenever ego and pride and self-preservation take the wheel. That is when no, look over there, it's fake news. Oh, no, look at them. Yep. It's all of those. It's a rigged election. It's because of those mail-in ballots, even though that helped me win. Thank you, Holy Father. Oh my heavens. I mean, the hypocrisy that we place upon the words just by our word that we speak, that is the word, is what is breathing within the book of falsehoods. So if we want to actually preach from the book of love and speak within that and live within that, we actually need to talk to each other and not create a narrative of hate and destruction and division. If you have someone out there who is actually preaching upon a rhetoric of hate and spewing, in a sense, an annihilation, a deportation, a rejection of, just because they're different from you, if they're speaking and acting within life and love that is not actually harming you, what are we to do with ourselves? We can't wait for a savior to come and save us. We need to be able to save ourselves and save one another, to be that person who is there to judge not, yet we will be the judged, because the suffering that we have on the inside projects and it lives within the world. It radiates within the presence of our ever being, and it carries and travels through generations. If we can collectively come together, generation and generation, there's more living people within a multi-generational church or temples, places of gathering, worship, your schools. You got some, younger parents and older parents. You have generations of all shapes and sizes. You have caregivers that are there for a multitude of future generations. And unless we actually take pause to love one another, we are going to continue to see these devastations and these things happen within our world that are just annihilating any chance we have at a future. What blessings can we grant to our children by giving them the opportunities that we wish we could have had back when we were a child? Or what opportunities can we gain for ourselves by actually creating the dialogue needed to go forth and to grow as one people? I wish you all the love from my heart, and that this day be peaceful and gentle and just be a comfort to you, knowing that you may be going through a tough moment in life right now, but There are people out there who understand, who are there for you, who compassionately love you for you. And no, I am not a perfect person. I like to say perfectly imperfect because even Jesus walked in within that path. Uh, he was human, just like all of us. I speak on Jesus quite more often now than I used to, but that's also because that is the relevance of many of the conversations. Excuse me. It isn't just about being a good person anymore. We were raised to say, what would Jesus do? To be kind hearted, to help your fellow man, to be able to reach out to your neighbor, to be able to actually give to your community. And there are many places of worship and organizations within the world that do that, that actively live within the mission, within the book of love. What happened? I guess time, confusion, division, illusion, and deception. It doesn't have to be complicated. With all my love, take care of yourselves. I'm ever so grateful that you took it upon your time to tune in and to listen to me. And if this message calls to you, without sounding like I'm being self-promoting, feel free to give it a like, share, subscribe. I have more light and insight that I feel like I am called to deliver within whatever capacity that I can. And if not, I still stand by my original point after the day of the election last year, back in November, that I am doing this for me, and I'm gonna take this as far as it can go for as long as I would like, and I'm not gonna worry about it, and I'm not going to be focused on this being the one ever present thing in my life, because there are more important things. This is just one element. And ultimately, it is about my heart and my actions, not just my words, because words can hold falsehoods and words can hold untruth. So I would like to walk within the path of love and be that hope within the world. Wishing you peace and holding on to hope. Until we meet again, take care of yourselves.